I get moved to Unit 30 February 2024, and that's a separate story time in itself, child. In between February 2024 and June 2024, before I started working at the gate with Strawberry Shortcake started calling me like we was homegirls. Like her calls, they became more often than I would like. I noticed that her calls started getting more aggressive and meaner, and I couldn't figure out why. Some days when she would call, when I get off work, I'll call my friends from Mount Bayou, and I'm like, y'all, me and Strawberry Shortcake talked about X, Y, and Z today. She got mad, and my friends, they chunked it up to her liking me like in a romantic manner. And I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't touch Strawberry Shortcake with another woman's vagina. Like, God, no. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me. Like, for example, one day, Strawberry Shortcake was talking about Captain Alexander. She said, I know the real Captain Alexander. I know the real her. I know she don't act like this outside of work. She real quiet in person. This ain't the real her. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck would you know? And you keep claiming, you keep screaming, you don't fool with no coworkers. So I asked her, I said, have you hung out with Captain Alexander outside of work? I would never hang out with a coworker outside of work. I would never. So I said, how would you figure how someone is if you never been around them outside of work? She started stumbling, talking about how she know people from Shelby. She know Captain Alexander people. And I was just like, hold on. I said, aside from all of that, what am I supposed to do with this information? She hung up in my face. And it was like a recurring theme. Like, I noticed during her conversation, she would try to be in my business, be in the next person's business. She was trying to like bait me in and talk about other people and be messy, but I just couldn't do it. Like, you already told the inmate where I live at. I wouldn't tell you if it was raining outside. I wouldn't tell Strawberry Shortcake if she had a booger in her nose. I'm not telling Strawberry Shortcake a fuck thing. None of that. Strawberry Shortcake's conversations, they get more aggressive. Like, she all of a sudden start calling me bitches and fat bitches and wide back bitches. And it's just one day I just got tired of it. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm not going to be too many more of your wide back bitches, you turtle face mush mouth bitch. And that was my last conversation with her. Like, that was her last time calling me, because I guess she didn't expect me to go off on her like that. And I would tell my friends how she was talking to me, and my friends, they was like, when I would tell my friends how I would react to her after her getting mad at me for whatever weird reason, my friends, they was just like, you don't even talk to people like that. Like, she must really rubbed you the wrong way. And I'm just like, something wrong with that girl. I used to tell Strawberry Shortcake that. I used to tell her all the time, you messy as a motherfucker. And she used to try to plead her case and say, I ain't messy, you messy as hell, baby girl. You messy than a motherfucker. Woo. So between February 2024 and June 2024, I remember me and Strawberry Shortcake conversations, and I know a lot of the time, I don't know how we would get on these subjects, but she would always bring up the fact that I would never mess with an inmate. I could never. I got too much to lose. I got 2 kids. I would never mess with an inmate. Now y'all keep this in mind. She just can't. I remember like during like several different conversations, she would constantly say the same thing. And I never thought nothing of it, because for one, I never asked inmates about her. I never asked other staff members about her. I never asked other nurses about her. I never gave a fuck enough to ask about Strawberry Shortcake. I asked my friends about her, but that's it. That's all. I really, when I say between February 2024 and June 2024, the only thing that was really on my mind was how to get a $10,000 TikTok check. That was the only thing on my mind. I started getting paid on TikTok. I was popping my shit. I'm going out with coworkers, my friends and family members. They excited up for me because I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. I'm a boring ass bitch. I don't do nothing. I don't go nowhere. And that's the key part of this whole situation. And my apologies for like being kind of all over the place. It's just that if I knew that I was going to get fired by some obsessive, weird loser bitch from Mount Bayou, Mississippi, I would have documented everything. I would have dates to the T. I would have had my shit together. Do you hear me? But you don't know what you don't know until after the fact a lot of times. So my apologies if I just sound like I'm all over the place. I'm remembering what stands out to me.